So I'm here with John Markoff, who's made the trip out to Cambridge. John, thanks for taking the time to chat with us for a little bit. So what brings you out to Cambridge?
Well, let's see. I'm doing some reporting. I'm over at the Media Lab. I'm at MIT. I came by to visit a laptop per child, and I'm on my way over to see Tim Berners-Lee.
Cool.
A couple other people.
So I guess just in general, if you could, our audience is mostly PR and marketing folks. What are you covering these days mostly? I mean, I know you've been for the paper for a long time, so you don't have a beat per se. But what's really interesting you right now, or what's got your attention?
Well, time's a little bit different. There are actually 6 of us now in Silicon Valley. I'm in the San Francisco bureau of the New York Times, and I'm a little farther down in the stack. I'm responsible for semiconductors and some of the personal computer companies, some parts of the internet that are sort of technology oriented, emerging IT technologies. So what's interesting to me, a lot of the stuff that we used to call AI, lots happening. Technology progress seems to be pretty quick. The post-Web 2.0 stuff is fun. And just trying to keep up. Keeping up is hard these days.
So as far as keeping up, I was talking with you earlier, and we were talking about Twitter, which you seem to be using a little bit. You've taken your block off. You got a lot of people following you. What's your thoughts on Twitter? I guess first, as I don't know if you have any thoughts on them as a business and a model, and where they, if they have a potential to grow and be a prosperous business, and I guess too. Just what do you think of the use of it by reporters and in communication in general?
Well, why am I using Twitter? I don't really know. Okay, I'm not passionate about it. It's kind of fun. I'll look and I don't know, what am I following? I'm probably following 30 or 40 people. Not a lot. I haven't really looked. They just sort of, sometimes somebody will follow me and I'll say, oh, that would be a fun person to follow. My colleague Matt Richtel is writing a novel with Twitter. I'm not trying to do anything that ambitious. I've gotten a little bit paranoid as a reporter. I don't like to Twitter what I'm reporting on because 500 or 600 people are following me, and that I don't quite get that. But it's an interesting experiment. Whether it's a business, I mean, it's clearly a feature, right? But whether it's a full-on business, I don't quite. I mean, I know some of the Twitter guys, but I don't know how they're turning it into a viable enterprise. I should go by and visit and see how they're going to do it.
So how is Richtel writing a book? What do you mean by that? What is he?
40 characters at a time.
Oh wow, this is serious. He's really doing this?
Well, yeah, I think he's pretty serious. He's experimenting with the medium, and it's not the first time. There's already been an SMS novel in Japan, right?
Right.
So it's sort
okay.
of the same thing.
He's going with that idea.
Richtel's novel feels a little edgy. I think I miss a lot of it because I just look at the last 10 or 15. I guess I'd have to go follow Richtel in particular. So
I heard some rumors that they're going to start a new kind of, I guess it would be just like a topic news section of the Times Online that Richtel might be doing some stuff with. I don't know if you've heard about this or not. Covering it. They would be covering specifically like internet and consumer electronics.
So we have a lot. No, so I mean, we have a number of what we're calling as
verticals. That's what I meant.
There's already this Bits thing, which is an online presence for all of the technology writers in a blog format.
Yeah.
But we're going to create other ones. We've hired Claire Miller from Forbes, and she's focusing on VCs and startups. We're going to let's see what else we're going to have. We're going to have an enterprise one,
right?
And we're going to have a consumer electronics one, and there may even be, I don't think they've announced them yet, but there may be 3 or 4 behind that. I guess they.
And so these are going to be like blogs or different new blogs. Okay.
They're new. There'll be new.
Like a separate portal almost.
Produced with WordPress. They fall into the technology website stream of the New York Times, but you can follow a particular area this way, and the reporters will contribute to it. It kind of works for me. I'm legendary for saying that I thought blogging might be the CB radio of the 21st century, and I have never backed away from that. It's always a great way to. Well, I mean, I learned something from doing that. I learned that the blogosphere has no sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
And I also learned there's a great way to get yourself to the top of technorati because everybody was ranting about here was another old media guy who doesn't get it.
Right.
They have no sense of humor. It was a joke. Although it wasn't entirely a joke. I mean, I actually, if we had more time, I could lay out my entire theory of the future of blogs, but I won't.
So do you blog? You do blog on Bits from occasion?
I do.
Yeah, on
I'm
occasion.
probably on there a couple times a week whenever I have something that's short. For me, there was this feature in the paper version of the Times, which we call journals, and journals transfer very well into this new media, and so that's what I've done to accommodate it. I'm not particularly enthusiastic about the pace.
Right.
The pace is insane. I'm not sure if it's a better thing for the world. I mean, it's a given, and I'm not enthusiastic about the compression. Things get shorter.
Right.
I don't quite understand this, but here's the best. Here's the best media in history for long-form journalism, and it's getting shorter and shorter, down to 140 characters.
Right.
So I don't get that.
And that's kind of the same you're seeing in print. I mean, do you feel you must be feeling like I don't know if your column's particular, but you're getting squeezed a little bit.
Everything's getting squeezed.
Yeah.
And,
only some of the columnists get away with it. I guess.
I have this feeling we'll all end up grunting at the end of this at each other.
So I guess, is there any, what are you seeing just in general, the big companies going through the economy right now? I mean, it seems like the papers are covering this consistently. Do you feel like tech has kind of, been left out of it? Or, I mean, I feel some of the companies are obviously getting hit, but because the big, massive Microsofts are so global that they seem to be doing all right through the economy.
Yeah,
I mean,
is there a significant recession?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're at the bow end of some sort of a turn down, and we haven't seen a lot of the second order effects. I mean, it's not clear to me. I mean, you see these periods before real uptakes, and it's always hard to predict, but I have a sense that maybe all the things that are unwinding haven't unwound yet.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess just finally, I mean, what's on your agenda coming up? Where do you go after Cambridge? Back to San Francisco or?
I go on vacation.
Vacation. The late August, September vacation.
I've got a union job. I've been working at the New York Times for 20 years, and they now give you 5 weeks of vacation. So I'm going to take 3 weeks all at once.
3 weeks. That's nice.
I haven't done that ever.
Well, hope you enjoy your vacation. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
Sure.
Thanks, John.
Take care.